Hi, my name is Jane Hyatt, and I am the author of a new book called Deep Medicine for Trauma. 5 powerful healing treatments that experts have overlooked. I have been what I call a channel for divine healing for over 30 years. I use the art of hypnotherapy to do this. And in those 30 years, I have discovered that there's actually a system. And these 5 treatments are that system. I'd like to tell you a little bit about it because I believe that this book can give you hope. Hope that whatever trauma you may have experienced in your life, whatever limits you have to the dreams that are just pulsing inside of you, wanting to have life, that's not a permanent condition. You can heal from that. I have a book filled with stories of people who have healed from it. So the 5 treatments, this is just like in a nutshell, but I hope that you'll read the book and really let yourself marinate in the possibilities that are there for you as you read one story after another of men and women whose lives have changed because of using these treatments. So the first one has to do with recognizing who we really are, the divine light, all that is. If it's all it is, how could we be anything else? But that's just a concept until you have your own mystical experience of it. And within the container of hypnotherapy, you can have that. And when you know who you are, you have unlimited power. But before you can know who you are, you have to know who you're not. And so you have to discover the potions, what I call the story potions, that you have swallowed to make you think that you're less than. And you discover that because you speak to your subconscious mind where these are hidden and operating from. But you can't speak to your subconscious mind unless you use the second treatment, which is using the language of the deep. You have to use image and story because that's how your subconscious mind understands. So when you have an experience that frightens you, there's a lot of emotion going on, and you make a story up about that, and it lodges in your subconscious along with the beliefs that you have, that you made it mean, but not that are truth. So you discover what that is. And when I say story potions, for example, it's things you tell yourself like, I'm not good enough. I'll never be able to do this. There's just something wrong with me at my core. Those are lies. And that's why I use that term potions, because it's some poison that's got into us that we believe through and through because it's infected, it's seeped into our whole system. But it's not truth. And when we use the treatment of reaching beyond the material plane, we begin to see that there is help available for us from the unseen plane. We can travel into past lives, into future lives. We can just be in other dimensions, and there's so much help available. I have so many stories. I can't wait for you to read them and see for yourself. Stories are important because not only are they the language of the subconscious mind, but we were born sitting around fireplaces in ancient times, and we haven't lost the taste for that. If you have children, you know how much they want to hear stories every night, as many stories as possible. They want to hear them over and over, the same stories, because it's through stories we are learning. And so I use not so much science. There's plenty of science out there explaining trauma, but I want to bring you around the campfire. I want to touch your heart. I want to awaken your soul so that you can come back to who you are, the true light of your being. So that's just That's just a peek of what it's about, and it'll be out soon, and I hope you'll get your own copy.